I can't even make that out. Tougher. Then
we have CHP in a pursuit.
Desmond Shaw overhead in Sky 9 to tell us more. Desmond, where are we?
Well, we are in Norwalk. You're going to see where we're going to transition to. We might be getting off the freeway here at Imperial Highway. This started in Orange County in Irvine, and the want was traffic violations, but more specifically, supposedly the suspect was throwing fireworks out the window. Now, it's unclear if they were lighting them off and then throwing them out the window, or if they were just throwing unlit fireworks out the window, but that's what this vehicle wanted for. And driving with the lights off here, looks like an old Toyota Camry here, I think. So you see CHP as we are westbound on the 105 now, so leaving Norwalk and headed towards Lakewood and beyond. Susie and Jeff.
Okay, well, that's very interesting to be throwing fireworks. You know, the Super Bowl, we saw some fireworks on Sunday evening. Not that that's related to it at all, but that was the last time we've seen some fireworks overhead. And I know, Des, you were working that night, but an odd spectacle to see fireworks coming out of a vehicle, also without the headlights on. And Susie, this is a Toyota Camry. We understand the driver. We don't know of any passengers. This is CHP in pursuit, and this is LA's latest police chase.
And Jeff, you were just talking about the fireworks. This is my guess, but I'm guessing they actually did light them and throw them out the window, only because my guess is in the dark, that would be the only way that they could actually tell it's fireworks versus something else being thrown out the window had they not been lit. But it looks like this driver is taking it pretty slow now here, or slower, I should say, than before. We are on the 105 again, on going westbound on the Century Freeway, and taking the right side there. Desmond, what's coming up next?
As we make our way, I believe it's going to be Lakewood Boulevard that will be next here, actually Bellflower Boulevard. But yeah, driving with the lights off, although using a turn signal at points, always kind of strange to see that, especially that specific combination. That spotlight you see overhead, I believe that is a CHP's helicopter, but we understand that Huntington Beach's helicopter is also overhead on this one, just because this started in Orange County. So maybe just lending some additional air support. They'll most likely break off here shortly, but CHP's helicopter coming out of Fullerton. Yeah, you see only 55 miles an hour on this one, but we are going to be getting off the freeway here, it looks like, at Bellflower Boulevard, and we'll see what the suspect's next move is going to be here now that they're making it onto surface streets.
You know, if there was fireworks inside the vehicle and they were throwing them out, Susie, you got to think there's more than one person in there, unless they're very adept at driving and lighting fireworks and throwing them out at the same time. I mean, I would think there's probably somebody else inside the vehicle. Just kind of speculating on that. That would be pretty difficult. Let's take a live look here. This is Lakewood Boulevard, Imperial Highway down in Norwalk area. We have Sky 9 overhead, the vehicle in the middle of the street there, followed by CHP. Maybe a pit coming up here.
There's a pit maneuver.
And there it is.
A pretty good pit. Pretty good pit. Didn't want to stop. Still not going to stop.
Wow.
Look at this. Round and round we go here. Southbound now on Lakewood Boulevard. That was a perfect pit maneuver. Ripped the bumper off. Now that's hanging off the side of the vehicle there. And you saw CHP try to kind of box the suspect in, and still not giving up after all of that. A pretty shocking thing to see that they were able to continue. We'll see if they do another pit here, but look at CHP suddenly getting pretty aggressive here. Southbound on Lakewood Boulevard, now the speeds starting to pick up to 60 miles an hour here, and getting awfully dangerous after what looked like a good pit, but the driver refusing to give up.
Yeah, that was incredible, actually, to watch that. Usually, you know, it will disable the car. That's what it's supposed to do, and there goes the bumper there on the ground. But apparently that person got away. As we told you, as Desmond was talking about, this all started with a traffic violation down in Irvine. It's unclear what exactly those traffic violations were, but we also understand that the driver, or perhaps a passenger in this car, was throwing out fireworks outside the window of the car. We don't know what that's about. We don't know if they were lit or not, but our guess is they were. If the CHP was noticing actual fireworks. But this, again, started down in Irvine in Orange County. And as you just saw there, the CHP really getting aggressive there and tried for a pit maneuver. It looked like it was going to work, but They try to even box that driver in. It just did not work.
Yeah, at one point in time I counted 4
Yeah.
units behind this Toyota Camry, which is now speeding up to 70 miles per hour on these surface streets. It is dark, and you see the pit attempt over here on the right-hand part of your screen. There's the pit vehicle, and then 2 other vehicles come in, then 1 other vehicle, the unit there, CHP, and then the pursuit driver gets away. You got to understand that oftentimes this is not. Oh, he's kind of boxed in here, Des. Is there a little bit of traffic in front of him?
Yeah, there was a little bit waiting at the signal there. Had cars in front of him. Now making the southbound turn onto Downey Avenue, and yeah, getting some really high speeds here. Unfortunately, it's like the driver suddenly got panicked. You know, they were just kind of cruising along like it was a joyride out of Orange County until CHP let them know just how serious this is. Let's see if they're going to try another pit maneuver on this one, and maybe that will, you know, stun the driver, disorient them enough for units to move in. It looked like everything was going perfectly there. Waited for the perfect opportunity, great execution, and then another pit maneuver. Wow. Really, wow, slamming them right there. Look at that. Okay, this has got to end it. We'll see if they finally come to their senses. Here comes someone. Looks like there was just one person kind of jogging at kind of a gingerly pace here. Out, trying to get in the front door here. Oh, we won't, gonna miss the takedown there at the front door of this house at Naranja Avenue. Okay. Inside, that's kind of a don't think I've ever seen that before. It looked like officers were right there, and boy, oh boy, just right inside the house there. We see one officer here. That may have actually just been the resident. Okay, I believe they do have the suspect on the ground. Everything just happened so fast. It looked like maybe that was the homeowner who was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, that guy was fast, wasn't he?
They do have this,
I mean, he got right out of the vehicle. Obviously, he couldn't get out on the driver's side because it's pinned up against that CHP unit, and he bolted out of that vehicle and went straight to this front yard. And Des thinks he might have at least tried to get into the front door. And you know, Susie, we've seen that so many times in residential areas. These people, it's on the right-hand part of your screen. Watch him pop up real quickly, open up the passenger door, and just bail straight out. There he goes.
And the first thing, you know, my thought is, oh my gosh, this resident who lives at this house who has no idea probably what is going on. You know, someone was banging on their door trying to get in, you know, with deputies in chase. I mean, it's a pretty scary situation for those residents who live at this house too.
Yeah, we've seen that before, Susie. We've seen these pursuit suspects bail, and then you can see them trying to get into unlocked doors, trying to get into windows. They're desperate. They're trying to, any way, shape, or form to escape. I think I can see the backs of troopers there, CHP officers on the driveway, and I think they got that suspect on the ground.
Yeah, sure looks like it. Desmond, it looks like just one person then in the car, huh?
Yeah, just the one person. Must be awfully uncooperative, though. You see 3 or possibly 4 officers on top of that suspect, and they still have not walked out with the suspect in handcuffs. I think they have him subdued now pretty well. We should be seeing them walk the suspect out and put them in the back of the cruiser. But, you know, couldn't get him the first time, and there we go. Yeah, 3 officers involved. You can just imagine how terrified the homeowner was with all the commotion. Then CHP probably just said, "Get back inside," and they got him. And look at that. They actually have him. They might have had to tase him there. You see those wires hanging from him. I'm wondering if he was so uncooperative that they had to use the taser on that one. So just the one suspect. It took 2 pit maneuvers, but CHP eventually got the suspect here in custody. A pretty long pursuit. Actually, still fighting. Look, does not want to get back in the back seat there.
You know, it appears to be a young man, and I don't know if he did have one of those spit hoods over his head at one point, or at least around his neck. I couldn't tell, but it appeared to be something around his neck. I don't know if it's a scarf or something, Susie, but you know how sometimes if they get belligerent, they will put that over the suspect's face. I don't necessarily see that, but obviously he does not want to get in the back of that squad car.
Yeah, it looks like he's still fighting it a little bit. We're going to keep an eye on this situation, but a driver wanted for throwing fireworks outside of a car and traffic violations from Orange County is caught now, and we'll have the very latest for you throughout the night here on KCAL 9.
Yeah! Oh, better luck next time, buddy! Woo! Woo!
The stretching room, you know.
Puffcorn